Welcome back everyone to Catherine's Plates. Today I'm going to show you how to make chicken fajitas quesadilla on a sheet pan. Now it's going to have a delicious marinade that I'm going to show you how to make here. It's going to be really delicious, so if you're ready for this one, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is cut your chicken into the pieces that you want for your fajitas. Now we're going to use strips, so I'm going to cut this very thin because we want it to cook fast. And what I have here is 3 pieces of chicken breast, skinless, boneless, about 1.5 pounds. And if you want more than that, then just cut up more chicken. Marinating your chicken first before you make fajitas makes your chicken very tender and very flavorful. Okay, now these are long strips, and since I'm going to be doing kind of a quesadilla style on the sheet pan, I'm going to cut these strips right here in half. Now if you want to dice your chicken, you can do that also. If you want to cook it just as it is in the breast form and then shred it afterwards, you can do that. Many ways to do it. Okay, let's go ahead now and make the marinade. Okay, in a medium bowl or just a large measuring cup here, we're going to add 3 tablespoons or 1 packet of taco seasoning. I have my homemade blend here that we're going to be using. I will link it down below in my description box along with the video to make this. We've got some garlic. I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add some black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, and then I'm going to add another 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now when I make my taco seasoning, it's very light on salt and pepper. That way I can adjust the seasoning later. I've got orange juice here. I'm going to add 3/4 cup to the mix here. I'm going to mix this all together. Now what I'm going to do is just get a Ziploc bag. I'm going to put my chicken in. Got my sous chef holding the bag for me.
I'm always left holding the bag.
Okay, we're going to go ahead now and add the marinade. You want to get as much air out that you can. There we go. I'm going to pop this in the refrigerator for about 1 to 3 hours. The chicken is done marinating. What I'm going to do is I've got a large skillet here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. We've got it on a medium-high heat. Now while that heats up, I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting up my vegetables. I've got 3 colored peppers and I've got a red onion. Now if you just want to use a yellow onion, you can do that also, or if you just want to use all green peppers, or heck, you don't even have to use colored peppers if you don't want to. We like them in our fajitas and quesadillas. So I'm just cutting off the 4 ends, and then I'm just going to cut these into strips. Now since these are going to be pan quesadillas, I'm going to cut the strips into half. Just like that. I like to cook my peppers first before we put them into the oven because they won't soften up as much or get a nice flavor to them in the oven. So we're going to do that first. Now for the onion, I'm going to do the same thing. I've already peeled it and took the ends off. I'm going to cut it in half. Now I want to leave it in nice strips. So I'm just going to make slices. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start adding our peppers into our hot skillet. Okay, I've got my homemade taco seasoning here. I'm going to add about a tablespoon or so. Look how pretty that looks. These are going to really soften down. Go ahead and add the onions. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more taco seasoning. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Okay, I'm going to cook these down until the onions are nice and soft and those peppers are nice and soft also. Okay, now that I got room in my pan here, I'm going to go ahead and add some corn, about 1 cup. We like corn in our quesadillas. There we go. That's what's great about quesadillas. You can load them up with anything you want. We're about halfway done. Give it a few more minutes, and these will be done. So cook these until you get the desired texture on your peppers and onions. So the softer you want them, just cook them a little bit longer. Now if you're interested in the cast iron or the burner that I'm using right here, I will link both of them down below in the description box and you can check them out there. Okay, so the peppers and onions look really good, nice and soft. What we're going to do is take it out of the pan and put it into a bowl. Okay, in the same skillet, what I'm going to do is add my chicken and marinade, the whole package. We're going to have this on a medium-high heat. Just putting this in one layer here. I'm going to let it sit for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to kind of rotate everything over. Okay, you can see that the chicken absorbed that marinade, the rest of it in there. Oh my gosh, it's inside that chicken, and it's very tender and juicy. Delicious.
Oh man, that's good.
Okay, we gave the chicken a try. It is done, and it tastes very delicious. And with that citrus of the orange in there, oh my gosh, that's delicious. Okay, let's go ahead now and build up our sheet pan quesadillas. Okay, I've got an 11 by 17 pan here, and all I did was line it with some parchment paper. Now you can spray it with some cooking spray if you want to do that also. I'm using the parchment paper, that way it's easy to pull out of the pan and put it on my countertop and cut these things. Okay, so I've got some regular sized tortillas right here. And what we're going to do is lay these half on and half off of our baking sheet here. Put 3 right here, and I'm going to do the same on the back side here. Now these are flour tortillas, and these are just the regular size. If you want to use the burrito size, you can do those also. Okay, we're going to place one on the side here. We're going to place the one on this side here. Remember, half off and half on. Now wherever you have an empty spot, that's where we're going to go back and cover with more tortillas here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and I should be 4 there. There we go, just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is sprinkle a little bit of cheese on the top of the tortillas. That's going to serve as the glue to hold this all together. Okay, we're going to put about a cup and just sprinkle it. Okay, now as you can see, the chicken absorbed the rest of that marinade. Look at that. We're going to place all of this all over the cheese. I've got my big bowl of those peppers, onions, and corn. Look at that. We're going to go ahead and place that all over the chicken. I'll tell you, who needs a restaurant? Gosh, make your own stuff at home. All right, I'm going to evenly move this around. We're going to cover this with another round of cheese, 1 cup. Okay, now what we're going to do is fold the tortillas that are hanging off the edges of our pan here into the center. We're going to start with the center first. Grab a few hands if you can. I got one right here. There you go. Okay, we're going to tuck one under there. There we go, just like that. It's okay to grab you a few hands. All right, how's that holding together there? Perfect. Do you see how that's all covered now? What we're going to do, I've got another little sheet pan here that I'm going to place on top. As people move their hands. We'll make sure it's all tucked in. Squish it down. So I'm gonna make sure, yep, looks good. Looks good, yep. Okay, we're gonna place this in our oven that's been preheating at 425 degrees for 20 minutes. And then what we're gonna do is pull off the top pan, and then we're gonna cook it an additional 5 minutes until the top is nice and golden brown and a little crispy. Here we go. We pulled it out of the oven. We let it rest for about 6-7 minutes on the sheet pan that it was on, and then we pulled it off onto a cutting board using the paper here, our parchment paper, and then I just kind of flipped it under on both sides. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get a knife, cut this, and let you see what the inside of it is like, and give it a try. Okay, I'm just using a serrated knife here to cut this. Oh, look at that right there. All right, let's plate this up. Okay, here's my bite. That chicken is so tender. So are the vegetables, and that flavor, so delicious. What a fun way to eat quesadillas and chicken fajitas at the same time. Okay, make sure that you comment down below what you think. What are you putting in your sheet pan quesadillas? Give me a thumbs up on this one. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification so you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. All right, I will see you on my next episode.